Many people believe Betelgeuse may be getting close to its life's twilight. A supernova is a spectacular explosion of energy capable of surpassing a whole galaxy temporarily. This phenomena happens when there's an abrupt shift in. Significant changes may occur in the core of the star if too much stuff is absorbed by a star from a Betelgeuse's or a nearby star. Example, it can result from the weariness of the nuclear fuel that causes its mass to cascade into the center, laying the groundwork for a devastating downfall. But what motivates a enormous star that due to its demise? Originating from the gravitational breakdown of gas within stars, molecular clouds such as Betelgeuse begins their adventure by having hydrogen burning in their cores. First stage, referred to as the main series stage, endures for many years and is the foundation of a star's existence. Yet, stars change when their hydrogen supply diminishes, accepting new sources of energy. In the case when the hydrogen in Betelgeuse reduces, it starts burning helium, which results in the creation of oxygen and carbon. Departure from the main sequence phase to the phase of helium burning is indicated by the growth of stars into red giants. As helium stocks deplete over time, the star continues to expand and changes into several stages of burning, each defined by the combination of increasingly heavier components. The larger the star, the faster these changes are placed because of the enormous then gravitational forces are at work. When iron begins, the climax occurs, developing near the center. In contrast to lighter energy is not released by materials like iron when combined, such that the energy generated isn't sufficient to withstand the star's own demise. The size of the star balloons due to gravity and produces an implosion and then a enormous rebound effect that leads to the supernova's explosive power. Is Betelgeuse is about to undergo an biding its time or reaching an explosive finish. Recent studies conducted by Tohoku in Japan. The star may be now in its carbon-burning phase. Haydock, a young scholar, thinks that the core might disintegrate a few decades after. Not all of its carbon stores are depleted. Scientists concur on conflicting research. Speculate from Hungary's Kahn Observatory. There is still that bug due in the earlier. The stage of helium burning is the only factor that, regardless of. According to these arguments, Betelgeuse is destined to be the new Milky Way supernova, but determining the exact moment of this incident is still a cosmic speculation game where wagers range from just decades, 100,000 years among these scientific discussions and conjectures about. One thing about Betelgeuse's destiny is still true, uncontested: the essence of our findings as we gaze up at the. There is a subtle paradox in the starry sky. We often forget that this paradox has its roots in the fundamental characteristics of light and time in our enormous universes, stars and heavenly. The distance between bodies means that their light takes a very long time to reach our eyes, such as the velocity of light despite being a magnificent 186,282. There are still limitations to m/s. Thus, the light from distant stars. Galaxy formation takes its sweet time. Explore the expanse of space in front of it. Adorns our view as we look at Betelgeuse. In fact, you're seeing a spectacle from 650 years ago. To place it in perspective, when this light started traveling in the direction of Earth, the Renaissance was just beginning, and Marco Polo and other adventurers were making their mark on history with each observation. We create Betelgeuse, which is similar to a cosmic time capsule, giving us information about. For the purpose of argument, it's a long time ago. Already, Betelgeuse had erupted in a amazing supernova. We'd stay forgotten for about another 650 years, so while we talk about it and forecast its arrival. Supernova in the great distance. Cosmos, this historic occasion may have actually occurred. We're just awaiting it to travel across time and space until our keen telescopes get the latest disclosures on Betelgeuse have resulted in heated debates in the community of astronomers, with comparisons attracting the attention of another sensory, an earlier this year discovery from SN 2023. This supernova was recently witnessed taking place in a galaxy close to the. Many were reminded of the Milky Way by the intriguing dynamics and unpredictability. SN 2023X's universe's nature was distinct in its own right, situated several. It displayed, from millions of light-years distant, a powerful demonstration of brilliance that briefly outperformed its host galaxy. But what was really intriguing about both scientists and casual onlookers was its striking similarity to what many forecast what will happen to Betelgeuse. The strength of the spectrum and the fallout from the blast provided an enticing a look at the procedures that these, as they get closer, enormous stars go through. The conclusion of many SN's life cycles. 2023X acted as a preview of what would happen if and when Betelgeuse's startling destiny arrives. The occurrences may seem to follow a similar pattern, in contrast to what was seen with SN 2023X in. Moreover, the relationship between these two heavenly occurrences highlight a more general subject about our universe's connection. If it's a nearby star like as perhaps a far-off supernova or Betelgeuse, these cosmic phenomena as SN 2023X remind us of the ever-changing and dynamic characteristics of place that go beyond the material, and the explosion would have been scientifically significant impacts on human civilization. For millennia, the sky has been viewed and adored, would shift, resulting in thoughts about impermanence on the largest cosmic scales, time and our position throughout the cosmos. As we think about the possible supernova of Betelgeuse, it's important to comprehend the wider consequences of such an thing that happened in our cosmic neighborhood when, at last, Betelgeuse achieves its explosive finish. It could have an impact on just the area of the Milky Way that is closest to us, manner, as well as the dynamics of the shock waves in the interstellar medium. The supernova's output will yield extensive ionized gas enrichment areas, the area around it with heavier components created during the star's life cycle. This procedure is essential function in the cosmic matter cycle, planting new planets and stars with the essential components for life, in addition to the glare of the approaching explosion, might act as an organic testing ground for astronomers looking at the curve of light, regarding the supernova's spectral characteristics, possibly provide hitherto unheard-of information on each enormous star's life and death. Supernovas provide a rare window into the physical mechanisms in action, which disclose how energy is allocated in such catastrophic occurrences. By researching these phenomena, that scientists might improve their models that contribute to stellar evolution, to our comprehension of the cosmos life cycle, in addition to scientific breakthroughs that a supernova may produce. Historical, cultural effects. Important astronomical occurrences have impacted philosophy, literature, and art. The vivid look of Betelgeuse would probably encourage a fresh generation of reflection and creative expression. People from all across the world would look at the night sky, pondering their position in the universe. This occurrence could encourage a renewed curiosity with astronomy and science, much like the interest that emerged in the era of Renaissance. Observations of the stars started to change our comprehension of the cosmos from a pragmatic perspective. The consequences of technology might be affected by a supernova. Elevated doses of radiation from such an explosion might provide difficulties for navigation and satellite communications. Stargazers are welcome on systems. Can you Imagine a celestial occurrence, if you will, large enough to throw shadows on the planet. Noticeable even during the day, that's the sight that we may be about to witness. Of observing in the constellation of Orion. Betelgeuse is an actor, enigmatically implying an imp ending, an explosion of supernova that will light up, like never before in our skies. But when will? When Betelgeuse explodes, what will? It seems that scientists, what mysteries may this stellar event hold? Reveal. Come along with us as we explore the specifics of what's really happening with Betelgeuse and its potential effects on Earth and maybe for the whole solar system, which is about 650 Earth's light years away in the Orion. Betelgeuse is not a constellation. It's a red superstar, not just any star. Massive, one of the brightest stars, recognized by us as gleaming brightly, more than 100,000 times our sun's size. Yet, why is this red behemoth so important? Betelgeuse is unique to us, not only for its luminosity but also for its historical background and importance in human culture, derived from the Yad word in Arabic, Alza, which translates to Orion's hand. There have been reports of Betelgeuse and recorded by prehistoric societies for 4 decades. It has served as a manual for tourists as well as a place of wonder for observers of the stars with its crimson hue. This sets it apart from other stars in. Can you picture the constellation of Orion? Our whole solar system is dwarfed by one star. Mechanism to provide some insight about Betelgeuse's immense size. If it replaced the borders of our Sun, would reach as far as Jupiter. How can a single star do anything so enormous? Dimensions at 10 million years of age. It's much younger than our 5 billion-year-old Sun, but the enormous magnitude of Betelgeuse indicates that it uses its resources at a substantially quicker pace that forecasts a shorter lifetime compared to other stars nowadays. The heavenly giant covering a volume, adequate space to accommodate more than a billion of our suns, are dying throughout its life cycle. When stars of such magnitude enter their twilight years, they go out rather than just fading away. Suddenly, a supernova explosion occurs, which is beyond the realm of human understanding in terms of its vitality and brilliance. Such an occasion has the capacity to surpass an entire galaxy that casts brilliant shadows at enormous cosmic distances. The final, when Earth saw a supernova. This near explosion occurred in 1604, long prior to the development of contemporary telescopes. This occasion is referred to as the supernova. Kepler was the last one in our Milky Way galaxy to be viewed while being visible to the unaided eye. For it was more brilliant than any for more than 18 months. The night sky's other stars, and even remained apparent throughout the day. For what mysteries do these days for a few weeks? We learn about old stars by their leftovers. Documents from different societies, including European and Chinese observers, recorded the emergence of. Interestingly, this new star is a relic of this blast in the shape of an. Clouds of spreading debris may still be seen now with advanced telescopes, providing us with information about the terrible demises of enormous stars. Supernova have traditionally been uncommon earthly observers, but consider for a moment of such a powerful star explosion that it rivals a full moon's brilliance. At night, the moon casts shadows on Earth, and being observable in the daytime, the radiation from such a situation would possibly charge our atmosphere, having an effect on satellite operations and maybe even Betelgeuse's environment, with its erratic patterns of fading, implies that it may be preparing for precisely what a magnificent show we might be on. The danger of seeing one of the most dramatic occurrences in the cosmos to date. Astronomers have discovered something shocking. Revelation from October 2019. The beginning of 2023 saw Betelgeuse undergo a amazing change that drew the astronomers' and enthusiasts' attention, globally referred to as the tremendous dimming of the brilliance of the stars, which had been steady for millennia, started to drastically decline this sudden. The shift was sufficiently noticeable that even casual. It was seen by stargazers while comparing juice from Betelgeuse to other Orion stars constellation, which indicates that we're not just a few millennia away from seeing its supernova explosion, but perhaps just decades by April 2023, or possibly less. According to astronomical observations, Betelgeuse was back to its usual levels of luminosity that cause many to think that the anomalous era had concluded in a startling turn of events. In the months that followed, Betelgeuse's brightness increasing by a startling 50% of such significant variations, while unusual, were characteristics of variable stars. For a star-shaped beverage that had mostly showed expected cycles of luminosity, the abrupt and strong an increase in brightness propelled the star back into the spotlight, igniting conversations about its near future. However, what led to this sudden shift in radiance? Why Betelgeuse was one of the stars in our night sky that we are most acquainted with. Throw a celestial curveball out of the blue. Stars are more than just sparkling dots in. They are dynamic beings in our night sky. Includes life cycle activities and secrets of their own for a lot of periodic brightness of celestial bodies. Differences may be expected similar to the Earth season's rhythms across. Betelgeuse's outstanding lifespan kept up a somewhat steady 400-day cycle of luminosity, but with the enormous, it seems to resist its diminishing, established conduct that is questioning our understanding of the heavenly phenomena. You may be thinking, above, are we awaiting a celestial revelation? While the precise causes of Betel abnormalities in the juices are still under research, a strong hypothesis has this theory, which focuses on stellar mass ejection and activity, provide an fascinating scenario image of Betelgeuse, like a gigantic celestial volcano in a subtle way, exploding and releasing a huge quantity of its stuff into space. Earlier Hubble space observations, according to the telescope, Betelgeuse had earlier ejected a significant quantity of its surface substance into space. This deportation was a historic occasion, 400 billion times the usual mass, released during comparable solar events, comparable to many times the mass of similar occurrences on our moon, may lead to the creation of a thick cloud of dust around the star's impact on its apparent brightness and momentarily creating it more difficult to watch. Then, as this dust was pushed or started to spread, swept away by the radiation from the star's pressure, the veil came off, and this could explain its eventual return to standard brightness levels in every case. These recent occurrences point to a star. It continues to surprise us. These consequences would need developments in protective and shielding technologies that are pushing the limits of engineering in space, exploring as we get increasingly dependent on, based on technology's comprehension of these cosmic events becomes essential for reducing their effects on our day-to-day existence. The supernovas may also change our viewpoint on time itself. The transient character of such an occasion serves to remind us that even the largest, this is not an eternal heavenly body. Realization might lead to philosophical conversations on life and the fleeting nature of life and the cosmos. Functions over time periods that are far larger than human existence, yet we get significance from our short times under the sky when we gaze at the probable supernova in the skies. Betelgeuse encourages us to think not only on the universe's marvels, but, depending on our position within it, it functions as a reminder of the precarious equilibrium of life and the complex dance of cosmic occurrences that mold our world thus. If Betelgeuse reigns supreme in its twilight or about to experience an dramatic conclusion, there's no doubt about that. We'll keep evoking wonder and interest as we try to comprehend the secrets of the universe.